Muted. Muted, of course. Yeah. Yorp. What's going on? Let me make sure that it worked. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I hope everyone is doing well. I don't really know what I want to do today. Like, I want to build a new team. And I also had time to go live for once in a while, so we are here. And I hope peeps are doing well. Let me let me shrink her down so I can keep track of the old chat. If anyone's got something to say, you got something to say, do you? But yeah. Hope everyone's doing well. So, here, let me actually make my face smaller. Yeah, I just need to be able to see the boxes, so we have Big Tooch in here. Yeah. I really just wanted to stream to hang out with y'all for a little, and like I said, say I hope you guys are doing well. So, I've got a couple things that have been on my mind in terms of like what I want to use. I want to build a Life Orb Eternatus team, which, you know, I personally think that Cosmic Power is a little better right now in the current format, but that's fine. I want to build a Life Orb Eternatus team. I was thinking either Life Orb Eternatus plus Kyogre. However, in that case, you probably, like, you have less incentive to run Flamethrower, would be the way to put it, because of the, you know, rain. So, I mean, there are other moves, like, I just think you're really unlikely to click them, right? So, realistically, you know, your best options are going to be a Dragon Tail, Flamethrower, Sludge Wave, you know, things like that. And I think that kind of is just what makes Eternatus and Kyogre not feel like the best pair, even though, like, I want them to be a good pair, you know what I mean? So, it's just something to think about. Besides that, I was considering a Miraidon and Kyogre team. I just think Kyogre is well positioned in terms of how much damage it does. It's not necessarily well positioned when, like, if you have Wide Guard, if your opponent has Wide Guard and you can't do anything about it. But you can run Kyogre. I do think it's strong right now. It just, like I said, does a lot of damage. So, we got Kyogre. And I'm thinking we could do... like... Sorry. I'm thinking we could do maybe Scarf Kyogre plus Miraidon. If not, I would say Life Orb Kyogre plus Miraidon, you know. But in terms of the less conventional things that I'm interested in trying, I mean, I said Eternatus. I'm kind of interested in trying Rayquaza Dialga. I just think okay. Yeah, I just think that Rayquaza Dialga does have a pretty good synergy with like Disquake, basically, you know? So you can run, you know, the Ursaluna Rayquaza Dialga core, and then if you really want, you can also throw on like you know, something with discharge. You don't have to. I think the Rayquaza side of things obviously doesn't synergize with it as well, but that's just telepathy things. And then I do want to try Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh is one of those Pokemon for me that is like I don't. It never feels as good when I'm using it. I know everyone kind of has that Pokemon for them. A lot of people, it's Terapagos for them. I like Terapagos. I'm gonna be honest. It's. I've never really struggled to use it. You know, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. You just have to like think it through. You know what I mean? Like, do I Terra this turn to turn off terrain? Do I Terra this turn to turn off weather? Like, do I Terra this turn because I need the bulk? Like, do I Terra this turn because I want to be able to do spread damage and stuff? Like, you know, it's a relatively linear Pokemon. It does rely a lot of the times on setup, right? Like, you got Specs Terapagos and you got setup Terapagos, like, and maybe like a couple Power Herb Terapagos out there if you're really looking for him, right? But I think, yeah, I think that's kind of why some people don't like Terapagos that much. I like it. It click calm mind. It do stuff. And yeah, I mean, we got Palkia. Like, I don't. What's the way that I want to put it? There's not as many things that I feel like Palkia Horse synergizes well with. Like, if I'm running Palkia Horse, I don't want to run Kyogre because I'm like double dipping kind of on water and it's like a waste. I don't necessarily want to run Groudon because like if I'm doing that, I'm probably running Fire Terra, Flamethrower Palkia, right? And then like sometimes you're just not gonna have a good water move and it's gonna feel bad, right? I think Palkia Horse works pretty decently with Calyrex Ice Horse. Glaster Horse, as we like to call him. So, you know, like Calyrex, I think, is the one duo that feels relatively good for Palkia Horse. It is, you know, faster, I think, when you give it the Lustrous Globe, so, like, technically you can run it on a Tailwind team and just run, like, Calyrex Palkia or something like that. it just feels awkward to me. So I really feel like Dialga sits in a better position in certain ways. Like, it doesn't seem like it should, but it does. You know, like, it resists different things. It takes super effective from different things. In a sense, it takes super effective from a lot worse things. You know, it's ground, fighting, but it resists a lot of really good things as well. You know, can't take damage from poison, neutral damage from fairy because of the steel. Steel is just generally resistant to a lot of things. So you've got some great 4 times resists, some great 2 time resists. And Palkia just has the, it's only weak to fairy and freeze dry, right? And then it's 4 times resistant to water. But I think Dialga feels like it can be pretty good with definitely Kyogre. You could do Dialga Groudon. I don't necessarily think is amazing, but you can, and you could run Choice Band Earthquake. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, there's things, I think either of them looks decent with Lunala. And Lunala is a Pokemon which I really have not gotten around to exploring yet because I just don't feel like... I don't feel like I have it down. But, at the same time, you're gonna have to play with a Pokemon in order to, get the feel for it, so. Moonblast, Moongeist Beam. We could do the Expanding Force version. What is that? Shadow Force. Night Days. A black pitch shockwave at the target to inflict damage can lower accuracy. I think that's like a Zoroark. Cosmic Power. You could just run Cosmic Power Lunala. What are we playing with Eternatus out here for? Just use Lunala, click Cosmic Power. Oh god. The pup knows. The pup is sleeping next to me. Ooh. I always forget how stupid this Pokemon is, man. It gets Tailwind and Trick Room. I could just run a Tailwind Lunala. And I could be like, yeah, well. It's pretty funny. Alright, so Tailwind, Wide Guard, Moongeist Beam, Moonblast. I mean... like I said, I just don't have a good grasp on it right now. What I really wanted to do, if anything... Ooh, hey, Zamazenta. Zamazenta is also a Pokemon that I want to explore again. I mostly just need to, I need to increase its defense. So I need to do a little IV training. Where's my dogs? This team is awkward, and I just threw Sol Galio on there just for lulz, I guess. Also threw no, cause it was Miraidon. There was something else that I had in its place. It might have been Calyrex or something. I don't know. Yeah, so that's basically where we're sitting. I can either build a team from scratch right now, or I can just keep using something I already built. And I thought you guys could, let me know what you're thinking, but I know we also haven't been live streaming a lot recently, so like I really don't expect that many people to show up to the live stream. But yeah. Like I said, I do want to try Koraidon, Ho-Oh, and I think that it is a strong duo in general, but ooh, not the Iron Ball. Okay, so hey puppy. Life Orb, Kyogre. Life Orb, Kyogre, Specs. It'd be nice to just run like Covert Cloak, I'll be honest. Like, it really would. But I'm thinking about making a Quash team again because I really enjoyed using Quash. So we would have Crobius, Iron Serpent, Kyogre, then we kinda are free to do what we want with these last guys, We could do a... yeah. I don't hate that. We could do like a Thunder, Rising Voltage, Electroweb, Terra Blast, Regieleki. I do remember that I was thinking about doing duo speed control. Lando Dringus. But we do need physical attackers as well, so... I don't necessarily think Overquill is that good. I think that's kind of its problem. I don't think it even gets Sucker Punch. Ironically, I would kind of like it. everything, dude. Everything's like super ironic. I'm just saying. Terror Blast, Giggle Drain, Hyper Voice. Yeah, but yeah, but So I do want a grass Pokemon. I think a grass Pokemon in general looks good on the team. I kind of feel like this team is not good, if I'm being honest. But that's just me. That's just me. I was also thinking about... Here, let me just put something on the team real quick. So this is getting there. Where's an empty slot? Yeah, I mean, because I can just remake this. I was thinking the Radialga with Chente. Radialga, Chente. Yeah. So we got Radialga, Chente. And then we should have more support. I'm not quite sure what I want that to be. Of course, Amoonguss is a good Pokemon. Like, what? Like we really want something that helps increase the longevity of the team, right? So whether that's Ogerpon, you know, or what, it's kind of what we're looking at. So this is obviously good with the Trick Room side of the team. We have one special attacker, which I don't particularly love doing, even though I think if you're gonna only have one of something, that it often feels like physical attackers is the one that you're good on letting go. I forget what I was thinking. Got it. So Radialga, Chente, Shormus, wait, what am I talking about? That we have no. So we need more special Pokemon. That was what I was trying to say. And then I said the opposite. So, like, I wouldn't mind it being something fast. I don't think it necessarily has to be. I do like the idea of having Fake Out, though. And so, like, that's kind of why I want to just keep shiny hands on there for now and be like, I mean, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got Dialga. In terms of special attackers, I got Dialga. And then I got a bunch of scary stuff. I think something like Wo Chen ironically looks good on... I gotta stop saying ironically so much now. Wo Chen looks better than you would expect it to on this team. And that's mainly because even though we have a lot of attackers, like, a stall Pokemon is really well paired with a team of things that are hard to ignore, right? Because, like, if you ignore Rayquaza, it will just wreck your whole team. If you ignore Entei, Chien-Pao, they can wreck your whole team. But if you ignore Wo Chen for too long, it is unstoppable, right? And so, like, while you, on the side of Wo Chen, provide all these things that are really hard to immediately avoid, you can just try to set up Wo Chen for the long game. And I think that's one of the ways that Wo Chen kind of thrives on hyper-aggressive teams, even though a lot of people try to use it as like a... like we saw in that Gyarados Wo Chen team, like, they try to, like, stack the RNG. Like, I want Flinch, Parahax, and Leech Seed, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, cool, you know, you can do that, but at some point, it definitely becomes, like, a not enjoyable game of Void, you know, like All My Friends Are Dead syndrome. Yeah, so it's a lot easier to just be like, this thing is passive, I'll take it out, and then Wo Chen. I don't know. I don't know, dude. Never even knew, dude. I do want to try Size Spam, though. Size Spam is something that I am for sure in the game for, so... What if we just, like, threw an Iron Crown on and we were like, y'all? No. This is technically our Paradox Pokemon, but... Alright, let me actually start thinking about some items. I've just been Super Bull and Big Troll in here. Alright, let me watch how the stats change here real quick. Alright, so we get more bulk. We get more bulk. Okay, cool. We get more bulk. Trick Room, Earth Power, Flash Cannon. Technically, I think Protect would be nice. Bro, this thing literally needs me to, like, manually teach it dragon moves. Okay. So, honestly, I know Draco Meteor's a good move, I know it gets KOs, blah blah blah, dude. I don't really like it. I think I'm just gonna run Dragon Balls. I'd like my controller to cooperate. Wrong one. Alright, so might as well buy 2 of these while we're at it. Draco Meteor. Might as well buy 2 of them deep. Nice. Okay. Oh, we're not even... What am I doing? My bad, y'alls. We're not even doing what I meant to do. Okay. So that gives me the chance to rethink this a little. So we've got... I bet this team is gonna suck. Do I have protect? Am I out of protects? Did I do that to myself? I did. I'm out of protect. Chicanerous, man. What's the deal with this one? Okay, so this one hits a little harder and is fast. Let's get a little telepathy going. Get a little telepathy, dude. My bad. I'm not searching the right way. Okay. This team is gonna be a little bit trash. A little bit trash. But that's okay. Where is it? What am I looking for here? I'm just going back and forth, sorry. Just gotta go over this way. What's... Ooh. You know, we technically could run Hari Jablama. We could run Harry Jablama instead of running other Johnny Face. You guys know his name. So that's something to think about. We could just run Harry Jablama, as we like to call him. He has Drain Punch, he has Headlong Rush. He has Fake Out more importantly than anything. But I think we're gonna have to try the old Skursker first. So in that case, we would... Ooh. In that case, we would do this. We would run Drain Punch, Earthquake, Iron Hands with Fake Out, Wide Guard, Drain Punch, and Earthquake. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, this is very doable. We could do this. Like, it might be fun. But there's a reason why Ursaline is good. It obviously has the normal type for resisting things. Yada McYada. So let's see. Let's get back to making item choices. So we got Rocky Helmet, Flame Orb. Assault Vest, Life Orb, Sash. Where is it? Sorry guys, I'm only half paying attention here. It's obviously late. So we're doing Assault Vest on Entei. Okay. So we got Assault Vest Entei. We are at liberty to use the slow Entei here. We have no reason to go fast. Alright, Assault Vest. I really don't love the idea of running Life Orb Chien-Pao, but I know it's pretty tight. Oh, this is my Life Orb Chien-Pao. Okay, cool. We do have Life Orb Chien-Pao. They do have the same exact stats, though. Alright. So like I was saying, this team's kind of bad. I really don't expect it to be that good. But hey, we're having fun. And if it sucks too bad, I will use something else. Okay. So where is it? Where is it? I think there might be 1 or 2 things that I forgot to change about the team. Okay. Mirai Ogre. We could do Chente. There's nothing objectively wrong with that. Excuse me. We can do Chente. We can bring Dalga in the back. And Rayquaza. Yeah. So the Chente process here is basically forked on if they lead Kyogre or not. So because they led Kyogre, I'm pretty much just gonna do this. Like, if they have Protect, click it. That's kind of the way I see it. Yeah, well, goodbye. So yeah. You bring out that Miraidon. Because I might just do the same thing again. Like, do you think I'm not gonna just do it again? I'm just saying, like... Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so Gleekman comes out. Even better, we double live. And this is looking pretty bleak for our opponent here. So, I think I'm actually just gonna... Let's actually Stone Edge this slot. I just think it's a good slot to target. Yeah. Big Stone Edge there. Bring him down to Sash. Keep him honest. And then at that point, I think I'm just kind of gonna like whatever. I feel like we've already pretty much won, so you know. Yeah. Truvis. So at this point, what do I want to bring out? Like, we're gonna win, so it doesn't matter. I think I'm just gonna bring out Dialga now, because it forces them to go for the double protect, and if they go for double protect knockoff, I'll just bring out Rayquaza. So it's like, you know. Yeah, GG's. So that's what happens. It's like you wanted to be able to do something so bad, and I said, maybe not. I don't think you're gonna do anything. So you tried. Because the reality is, like, if Kyogre tries to attack, I'm knocking it out. If Miraidon tries to attack, I'm knocking it out. Like, you can switch in Incin, you can try to mitigate the damage. I do have Life Orb, which makes a difference. So the Life Orb kind of eats up at least one Intimidate in some ways. It puts me down to like 0.8 or whatever, instead of like 0.83 damage. But yeah, so I felt comfortable with our lines there, and it was really like just knowing that if they switch out, I'm still clicking extreme speed damage, right? Like, it's like, switch out into Miraidon, sure, I'm still gonna do literally half to it with extreme speed, and then what do you do? Like, I'll click it again. Don't make me, like. So, yeah, it's rough. So it's hard out here for a Kyogre. Let's get you guys that rental code. I'm gonna have to come back to this tomorrow. It's just getting late, and yeah, you know. So I'm just gonna get you guys this rental code and film some more matches tomorrow. I'm gonna share this as well. So, like, I will put this match up tomorrow, even though it's gonna be literally one match, and it's like, who cares? But yeah. Cool. So here is the team that we just built. Like I was saying while we were just kind of fooling around, I've really wanted to try Dialga, and I think, you know, Telepathy Dialga is, you know, it just feels like the most straightforward way to run it right now if you are trying to, like, make a scary Dialga team, right? So you've got Ursaluna Dialga, does the Earthquake, telepathy things, you know what I mean? And then if you really think about what other legendary is, like, inherently synergistic with it in some way, it's Rayquaza, right? because Rayquaza is a flying type. So, you've got 2 legendaries that can't be hit by Earthquake, and then you've got Protect on Chien-Pao, Protect on Amoonguss. I'm not clicking Earthquake next to Entei. You know what I mean? So, like, it works. Pretty much all of the team can work with Ursaluna, and then even when not, like, Entei's doing Entei things, right? So, I think there's a lot of times in VGC where a team kind of builds itself when you really know VGC, and then it just comes down to, like, some of the small adjustments, right? Like, Chien-Pao, Rayquaza, Dialga, Ursaluna, I think, is a core of 4 that basically builds itself, right? And then for the last 2, whether or not you want to throw on Entei or Dragonite, whether you want to have Amoonguss as your support or something else, or you want to have more support, so you don't even run Dragonite or Entei. Those are choices, and I just think it's interesting. I think there are definitely team synergies that are very apparent, and it can feel easy to look at what other people are doing and be like, oh, like, that person's doing something just like me. Like, maybe they saw my team, or, like, I don't want them to think I'm copying them, or something like that, right? But it's like, no, like, there's just certain cores that, like, if you play VGC enough, you can look at it and be like, yeah, like, those go together, right? Like, Groudon / Koraidon and Fluttermane, Raging Bolt stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of look at them and you're like, yeah, no, like, that makes sense. Like, so it's like, if you see a team that's Koraidon or Groudon paired with, like, Fluttermane, Raging Bolt, Chi-Yu, maybe, Incineroar, maybe, Walking Wake, maybe, don't be surprised, right? But I was happy, at least, that I was able to, in some way, like, come up with that core as well, really early on in the format, like, without seeing what anyone else was doing or even knowing, and again, it's just because it is an inherent synergy, right? But, like, when I was building my Koraidon team with Zacian, I really just wanted to make, like, a coaching team at first, but it's just like, okay, well, what goes good with Koraidon? Like, Fluttermane's good because it has Icy Wind, and also is just good in the sun, right? It's good in general because of its typing. So you got Fluttermane. I think Raging Bolt is just great right now. I think bulky electric Pokemon are, like, some of my favorite Pokemon. So, like, there's a reason why just Iron Hands and Raging Bolt are just great. Like, they do exactly what they're supposed to do, and they do it well. So, yeah, Raging Bolt, inherent synergy to that. And then I threw on the Amoonguss on the team, which I didn't expect to see other people doing, I think is what I'm ultimately trying to get around to in my rambling right now. Like, I knew that I wasn't coming up with a very unique core, except for the fact that I put Zacian on it, right? But, like, seeing other people put Amoonguss on the Sun team, it's kind of like, okay, well, I mean, sometimes you gotta make sacrifices, right? Like, sometimes you just gotta put Amoonguss on a Sun team, Sometimes you gotta run Chi-Yu on a Rain team. Like, people do it, and it works. But yeah, so I know that wasn't, like, a super out-of-the-box innovation that I had there, but I felt like I did it, and people have really like picked up on that, you know. Not necessarily because I did it, but like if you look at the Koraidon teams that people are running, it's literally Koraidon, Raging Bolt, Amoonguss, Fluttermane. And then, as I've talked about in my video when I was using the team, I said Walking Wake is okay. You know, I really feel like Walking Wake is the one thing that, if anything, you could take off for more support. And then what did people do? They took off Walking Wake for Incineroar, right? So now you see Koraidon, Raging Bolt, Amoonguss, Flutter, Incin being like a core. And most of the time with Lunala, right? It's just a standard 6. And I was there, you know, I was there for it. I called out that Walking Wake was the thing that was replaceable. I made this team on my own, you know what I'm saying? And it's just cause, you know, some things just make sense in VGC. And I would also say that about this team, you know, like when I started making this team, I was kind of just saying to myself, like, okay, we know Calyrex Terapagos is a really good duo, mainly because, you know, fighting and Ghost, you know, you guys get what I'm trying to say. So you've got the difference of typings to offset what you're worried about. If you don't want to take a Ghost hit, if you don't want to take a fighting hit, you've got those switch outs, right? So they have good synergy in that sense. And then they're both just really scary Pokemon. One's very bulky, slow, does a lot of damage. One is very fast, does a lot of damage, right? Gotta be careful about Wide Guard, of course, but there's that. So, you know, I'm obviously not inventing the wheel or reinventing the wheel in any way, shape, or form when I say, you know, CIR Terapagos or CSR Terapagos, right? But, you know, again, going back to the idea of there's certain things that I think just inherently make sense in VGC. You know, you say to yourself, okay, well, yes, it's Calyrex. Yes, it's Terapagos. But what do they really need to get them going, right? Like, sure, you can give them Tailwind. It helps, kind of. You know, it definitely helps Calyrex, but you don't need it. Per se, like, if anything, maybe running Electroweb on something, or like Icy Wind helps, right? But you don't need Tailwind. It's nice. What you really need is redirection, and you also need ways to replenish the health on Terapagos if it starts getting dangerously low, right? Because Terapagos has the bulk, right? Like, it's got that. So you just need redirection, and you need a way to like keep it alive, which is also redirection, but other things, right? So when you inherently look at CSR Terapagos, you say to yourself, okay, Amoonguss, great. Ogerpon, also great with Calyrex and Terapagos. And so that's just like a core 4, right? And we've been seeing a lot of people running that. Like, everyone runs Calyrex, Terapagos, Amoonguss, Ogerpon. And me just being the playstyle that I have, I don't necessarily like running Incineroar all the time. Like, I think it's very passive, and like, I can play passive, but I like playing passive with like real support Pokemon. Like, I can't actually call Incineroar a fake support Pokemon. I just think that, like, I like running Incineroar with Assault Vest more than anything, because I like running it as like a hybrid. I want it to do damage when I need it to, and I want it to annoy my opponent when I need it to, right? So, like, you have Fake Out, you have Snarl. Sure, if you want to run the safety goggles, you can keep the parting shot, but like, Incineroar is an incredibly functional Assault Vest, in my opinion. Like, give it a little attack. Watch it just like dunk on things with Flare Blitz. You will be surprised. Incineroar can do damage. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, you know, I'm not a fan of the positionality of Incineroar Rillaboom games, and I'd much rather just run more offense that synergizes with the team, right? So while everybody might just inherently come up with the core 4 of Calyrex, Dropagos, and Mungus Ogerpon on their own because it's just good, right? Me on my own, in my own vacuum, coming up with stuff, was originally trying Charge-a-Bug, just trying to have fun. So I had Charge-a-Bug, Raging Bolt, and then I was like, alright, this is actually kind of trash, like, Charge-a-Bug's trash. And Chi-Yu is like the just thoughtful replacement, right? So Chi-Yu Raging Bolt over Incin Rillaboom, I actually think functions very well for this team. Like, Chi-Yu does exactly what it's supposed to. Raging Bolt does Raging Bolt things. Like, sure, I could run Iron Hands, but I don't know. Like, Raging Bolt looking kind of nice. Like, if you watched my match versus the Zacian and Kyogre, like, I literally bullied them. We couldn't do anything. Like, I clicked Thunderclap, Kyogre took 90%. Like, I clicked Earth Power, Zacian took 90%. And then I have another Thunderclap. And it's like, okay, what are you going to do? Attack with Zacian? Like, you're not going to. So, yeah. I mean, I really like the way the team turned out, and it's just kind of going back to that point of, like, these teams, a lot of them end up looking very similar, and it's not necessarily because, like, we have to have taken inspiration from each other, even though sometimes we do, right? But it's also because in VGC, certain things do just mesh well together, and you end up with certain things that are just, I don't want to call them, like, the best to put together, but, like, yeah, like, it worked. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But yeah, I'm gonna call it for the night. So we had fun, and we're definitely gonna try that again. But yeah, I mean, just because we were able to cheese one person with Chempel and Entei does not mean that, like, this team is necessarily good. So, we'll try again tomorrow sometime, and we'll see. So, have a good one.